2.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Fireside Chat number 3. Megan Burdowski, our staff person who kindly videos these things, has moved me in here today. I'm speaking to you from I guess you'd call this the living room of the parish rectory. This is a room I'm hardly ever in. So if I seem a little bit ill at ease, it's because I'm in strange surroundings, even though I hang my hat in this building. Anyway, we hope that the sound quality is better in here than it is in the big church narthex. There's even a fireplace in here, as you can see. It's got what looks like burning logs in it. I don't know if they work or not. Maybe one of you does. You can let me know if it's possible to light this thing, because I really have no idea. Well, let's jump on to this week's subjects. You know, folks aren't coming to Visitation Parish now very much. So Visitation Parish, after a fashion, is going to them. What with the nice days we've had and everything, I've taken to making some extended walks through the neighborhood. I've done that, I guess, 3 times in the last week. And every day I take a little bit of a different route. And I must say, I run into more of you on these walks, and it's a great pleasure. And so I found families, mom and dad and children out taking a bike ride. I've heard of families conducting protracted Monopoly games among different generations. I've heard of a mother and son pickleball game. I'm not sure what pickleball is, but it sounds like a delicious thing to do. You know, I never mean to eavesdrop, but walking through the neighborhoods, I even hear mothers talking so tenderly and sweetly through windows to their children at home. So it's been a treat to experience how this shelter-in-place time is helping families to spend really a good quality time together. And occasionally folks even meet me in the street and we get to have a nice little impromptu conversation about one thing and another. I don't know how they feel about such things, but it really does pick up my spirits. So I'll keep doing that. I don't know, you might look out the window one day and see me walking down your block. If you do, I hope you'll come out and say hello. Well, the next thing I want to bring up is something that I really don't want to talk about, but I got to. The business manager and I sat down yesterday, and contributions for March are roughly $40,000 less than what we would ordinarily take in. Now, his conservative estimate is that we'll probably be $40,000 in arrears every month for the rest of the fiscal year. That's March, April, May, and June. Now that of course puts an extraordinary challenge on our budget. I don't know quite how we're going to handle it. It's too early to say. But you can appreciate, because I know you very possibly face financial challenges of your own, that we're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to do something. My point in bringing it up to you now is just this: if you're able to maintain your pledge and your donations to Visitation Parish, please don't forget to do it. Because in many ways, you know, the work of the parish goes on. Our school continues to meet virtually, but it continues to meet. We continue to have requests for assistance from people all over. The buildings, of course, need to be maintained. I guess that's enough said. Please forgive me, though, if I have to return to this subject in the future. It's just one of those unfortunate facts of life. Not everybody is aware that the church remains open. You all know where the red door is, right? There on the south side of the church. Please avail yourself of the building whenever you want to. Many of you do. People come and go all the time. They walk in for devotional prayer and whatnot. And I want to encourage everybody to do that. It is your church, after all. It's an extension of your home. And just because we're in shelter in place doesn't mean that it is not open and that it is not available for you to use, because it is. And of course, we'll continue to hear confessions in there from 3 to 4 p.m. on Saturday afternoons. I know last week we'd be doing that in the chapel. And I fear some of you might have come last week and saw that we weren't in the chapel. When I went in there were already people in the chapel, and I didn't want to kick them out, you know. So we went ahead and heard confessions in the vesting sacristy, which is a fairly good-sized room. And we're able to observe the protocols of social distancing and all of that sort of stuff. Anyway, this weekend I'll be back in there again from 3 to 4 on Saturday. I don't know if I'll be in the chapel, and I don't know if I'll be in the vesting sacristy, but the two rooms are proximate to each other, so just look, and I'll surely be in one or the other. Life is different these days. Frankly, for me, it can get powerfully lonely. I have to do some things to respond to that, to keep from going crazy. So one good idea that was not mine, I think somebody on the staff brought it up, but I've seized on it. I'm calling people, and I've devoted a lot of time over the last week to calling older people, especially the ones who I know to be alone. And sometimes that really evolves into a rather protracted conversation. But it's always a nice one. I really enjoy it. And I'm going to be querying the staff about other folks to call, because I know I can't think of everybody myself. But I want you to know that I am reaching out to folks. And particularly, if you'd like a call, well, let one of us know, and you'll be hearing from us. Whether you're old, whether you're young, whether you're by yourself, or whether you're not, please understand this. I'm here. I don't mind getting out. I'm not worried about getting sick. I certainly don't want to make anybody else sick. But if you need something, let me know, and I'll do everything I can to see that your need is fulfilled. All right. The only other thing I want to mention this week is about Holy Week. Holy Week's going to be really different this year for obvious reasons. The first thing I'm going to tell you is that we're not going to have a vigil service this year. The Holy See has suppressed the blessing of the fire, the blessing of the candle, the service of light. We have a catechumen and several candidates to come into the church, but in current circumstances, they'd have to be doing it by themselves, or maybe with one sponsor, and that's not a very proper state of affairs. So we'll put off entry into the church for them until later. So between the truncation of the liturgy and the inability for people to meet and do it very correctly, the vigil's just going to go away this year. You will be able to watch last year's vigil if you want to on YouTube. Is that right, Megan?
Yep.
And I don't know how you access that, but I'm sure many of you do. And maybe there'll even be some written instructions in the letter. Megan's nodding her head that there will be. So you can do that and watch last year's vigil. You know, I watched part of it last night myself. Oh, glory to God. I don't know how you people put up with me. Oh, watching myself try to deliver a homily, I'm telling you, I just, thank you for your patience with me, my God in heaven. I do the best I can. I don't know how I'll ever change very much, but I sure appreciate your patience. Anyway, otherwise, Holy Week will go on like always, except it'll be just with a little bitty skeleton crew. And we're going to try to video it in the big church. I don't know if it'll work or not, but that's what we're going to try. And Holy Week services will be available as follows. Holy Thursday will be coming to you at 7 p.m. Holy Thursday night, Holy Thursday Mass. It'll be a little different because the Holy See has shortened that also, but at least there'll be Mass Holy Thursday night. Good Friday, I know the parish tradition is to do it at noon, but Father Tom Curran, the president of Rockhurst, will be the presider for that liturgy, and it's best for him and for us to bring it to you at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Good Friday. And then finally, there'll be Easter Sunday Mass at 9 a.m. And of course, there'll be Palm Sunday Mass this coming Sunday at 9 a.m. All right, I think that's everything I need to say for today. Can you think of anything, Megan?
Stations of the Cross, this Friday at noon, live streamed on Facebook, and the video will be made available on YouTube later Friday afternoon for those who cannot catch it on Facebook Live.
Great. I trust that what Megan said you heard, so I won't even try to repeat it. Thanks, everybody. You know, we're all going to make it through this. I really, really miss you. Running into you out on the streets just to see your faces and say hi does me so much good. So anyway, until next week, God bless and goodbye.